In the great city of Ibadan, where brown roofs stretch like waves and the sun rises slowly over old hills, there stood a strong school called University of Ibadan. The school was old. The school was proud. The school had seen many dreams born and it had seen many dreams die. Every year, young boys and girls came there with hope in their hearts. Some came to learn. Some came to show off. Some came to escape poverty. Some came to find rich lovers. And some came to build a future with patience. This is the story of 7 young people. 7 different hearts. 7 different choices. But only one truth. The 7 freshers, they met in their first week on campus. They were all students of economics. They shared the same lecture hall. They shared the same jokes. But they did not share the same mindset. Their names were Morenike Sadeka Amakaize, Tomilade Ebir Damilola Obina. Each of them carried a different fire inside. Morenike, the girl who loved attention. Morenike was tall and very beautiful. Her skin shone like polished bronze. Her smile was wide and charming. She loved expensive perfumes. She loved soft wigs. She loved when boys turned to look at her. She came from a normal home, but she wanted a life that looked like Instagram. She said often, I cannot suffer in this life. Sadika, the quiet dreamer Sadika, wore a simple hijab. Her eyes were calm. Her voice was soft, but inside her heart was a storm. She wanted to help her widowed mother. She wanted to lift her younger siblings, but she was afraid of being poor forever. Fear sometimes makes people choose the wrong road. Amakaize, the fashion queen Amakaize, loved beauty. She could turn a small mirror into a runway. She always said, life is short, enjoy it. She hated reading long books. She said textbooks gave her headaches, but parties gave her energy. Tomilade, the balanced one Tomilade was kind. She laughed easily. She wanted success, but she also wanted enjoyment. She stood in the middle, not too serious, not too wild. She watched others carefully. Ebie, the bold adventurer Ebie, came from Port Harcourt. She spoke loudly. She feared nothing. She believed she could control any situation. She said, men are tools. Use them wisely. Her words sounded strong. But wisdom is different from boldness. Damilola, the silent worker, Damilola was different. Very different. She wore simple clothes. She tied her natural hair neatly. She did not follow fashion trends. Her father was a bus driver. Her mother sold akara by the roadside. Every semester, paying school fees was hard, but she carried her books like treasure. She wrote notes carefully. She stayed back after lectures to ask questions. She believed education was gold, real gold, not fake gold. Obina, the charming Yahoo boy. Obina was handsome, very handsome. He wore expensive sneakers. He carried 2 phones. He spread money in clubs. He drove a flashy car. People whispered that he made money online, but nobody asked too many questions. Girls admired him. Boys respected him. He smiled like a king, but his smile hid secrets. One night, Morenike followed Obina to a party. The lights were bright. The music was loud. Money flew in the air like dry leaves. Morenike felt alive. She felt powerful. Obina bought her a golden phone, the newest model. She posted pictures online. Her followers increased. Her friends became jealous. Soon, Amakaize followed. Then Ebie, then even Sadiaka, though she felt guilty inside. Tomilade watched quietly. Damilola stayed in her room, reading. At night, while others were dancing, Damilola sat under a small lamp. Sometimes there was no light. She used a rechargeable lantern. Sometimes there was noise from outside. She blocked her ears. Sometimes she felt lonely, but she remembered her mother's hands, rough from frying akara. She remembered her father's tired eyes. She whispered to herself, I must change our story. So she read and read and read. The cracks appear, trouble does not shout before coming. It comes quietly, like a snake in tall grass. Obina was arrested by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. His car was taken. His phones were seized. Names were mentioned. Morenike's name, Amakaize's name, Ebiere's name. Police called their parents. Shame entered their homes. Sadika's rich older boyfriend disappeared when his wife found out. He blocked her number. She cried for weeks. Her grades dropped. Ebiere fell into deep debt. She had borrowed money to maintain her flashy life. Now the money stopped. But the bills did not stop. Amakaize failed 2 courses. She almost lost her admission. Tomilade passed her exams, but barely. She realized she was walking on a thin rope. The slow rise years passed. Damilola graduated with first class. Her name echoed in the hall. Her parents cried openly. She received a scholarship to study abroad. She worked part-time. She saved carefully. She returned to Nigeria. As an economist, she worked with international organizations. She bought her parents a house, not with shame, not with fear, but with dignity. 5 years later, the 7 friends met again. Morenike was trying to rebuild her life. She said softly, I thought beauty would open every door. Amakais ran a small makeup shop. She said, I wish I had balanced fun with focus. Sadika returned to school late to finish her degree. She said, fear pushed me to the wrong people. Ebie had become quieter. She said, boldness without wisdom is danger. Tomilade had built a steady career, not too big, not too small. She said, I almost followed noise. I am glad I stopped. Obina had a court case still hanging over him. His flashy days were gone. Then they looked at Damilola. She was not proud. She was calm. She said only one thing. We all had the same lectures, but we chose different priorities. Silence filled the room. The moral lesson: fast money shines like lightning, but lightning burns and disappears. Education shines like the sun. It rises slowly, but it stays. A tree that grows slowly has strong roots. A house built with patience stands firm. The golden phone can break, the flashy car can vanish, but knowledge remains, character remains, discipline remains. The mirror of regret is painful to look into, so choose wisely before the mirror faces you.